Gentlemen, this is Deja Vu bringing you the fourth set of the Winners League playoff series, the semifinals. And so it looks like Best is not going to get an opportunity to perform in this series, probably because Best has little to no chance of beating J-Dog. I don't know what his record is, I'd have to look it up off the top of my head, but I can't imagine it is too good. So instead of that, we're going to have a streaky SKT zerg named S2 pop out. And it's going to be on S2's shoulder to knock off Perfectman and force J-Dong to reveal himself. And we'll find out if he's able to do so. Perfectman, with that win in the last game, knocking off Sack was very, very useful for Wasung Oz, and if he can do it again, get another win against S2, he will give J-Dong a decent shot of cleaning this up, assuming of course that Fantasy and or Bisu are able to knock off Perfectman. I think that would be the story of the week if Perfectman was able to all kill SKT. I think that would just be kind of ridiculous if he did. I can't imagine him doing it. And so Deer and now Perfectman in consecutive games, they've been pretty aggressive, I guess, with their pretty aggressive versus their Terran opponents in terms of their pylon placement and their gateways right out towards the front, which was definitely a little interesting to see. We saw it again with Deer, we saw it being a method of hiding your tech, and then with Perfectman it was to be as aggressive as possible. This time Perfectman is going to get the scout on right away, so that's going to be good for him, and he will be able to see the build that's coming his way. It looks like it was an overfull build, and be able to plan accordingly, get his cannon up and his nexus, and yeah, he'll be in pretty good shape. So yeah, I just looked it up. The Best and J-Dong have met 7 times, and J-Dong has won 5 of them. And one of Best's win was during a best of 3 that J-Dong obviously won. So yeah, Best doesn't really have many useful wins against J-Dong, so he's gonna be thrown out, and we're gonna have S2. And nice timing by that probe, able to get in there and stop this hatchery from going down. And is he gonna get the drone? No! Miscalculation by S2, by Perfectman. Miscalculation by Perfectman. Not able to kill that drone or harass it any longer. He really could have sat there for a while and at least harassed that drone and stopped it from throwing down the nexus, but not able to do so, and miscalculated how much damage he was doing, and S2 able to throw down that hatchery with relative ease. First cannon coming up there, so he actually went nexus before cannon, which is a little bit risky. Luckily for him with this probe, I mean those are crucial. That's a crucial 2 seconds. We'll see how close it really is. But just those 2 seconds that those Zerglings spent chasing that probe could actually be important. It's gonna be, I think that cannon's gonna be up, so maybe not too crazy. But I mean, how many games have you seen where a Ling Bumbai goes on and the cannon warps in just as the Lings are actually passing the cannons, and it's just, oh man, you just feel bad for the Protoss player there, cutting that corner a little too tight and losing the game. S2 being a little bit aggressive with those Zerglings, but he really can't be. There's the second cannon there, but not losing too much, just losing the one Zergling. And what else have we got going on? Nothing too important here. We do have the probe transfer going on and the gateway up, so we are in good shape on that route. And it looks like Perfectman is going to go scout at the top right and see the third base of S2. Going to locate it with relative ease as well. And where is that probe going? Is it going to go top? Maybe cannon rush? No, okay, never mind. I got a little excited. I was hoping maybe we'd see a pylon on top of that ramp and some cannons coming in. That would be really cool. I don't know how effective it would be, if depending upon how it ended up working out. It could be effective, or really not a whole lot. So but that's not gonna happen. We do have the layer morphing for S2 as well right now. Yeah, S2 needs to I think S2 needs a better name. I don't like saying S2. every time I have to refer to him. S2, S2, S2. It's just awkward. It's not a name that really, not like syllables that really roll together very well. Even Sack, which I don't know why he chose the name Sack. I assume that it means something in Korean or possibly in Chinese, or it's a character in some show or something. But at least it's the word Sack. You can just say it. S2 is like 2 words that don't really, a letter and a number. Don't really make any sense, but whatever, his choice. And at least he didn't choose Cute Angel, so I guess that's okay, that's a plus. And a Probe Scout for Perfectman gonna get into the main of S2 and is going to see the Spire, so he's gonna see the Muta build coming his way, so he should be able to get his cannons up in time, should know how many he needs, should probably have 2 in each of his bases probably. And people sleeping during the Winners League playoffs. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? That's travesty. That should not be allowed. Those people should be escorted from the building and revoked. Their rights to ever be at a StarCraft game again should be revoked. That's just wrong. You can't sleep during a game. Come on, not during the playoffs. It's not even like this is a boring game. It just started. You know, you gotta watch the beginning of the game. What knows? Maybe someone will screw up like Deer did, and the game will be over before you wake up. So I don't like that. That is not cool that you are sleeping during the playoffs. That is not cool at all. Not kosher. Hopefully he'll be punished by the crowds. I don't know if they do that in Korea though. I don't know if they like throw things at people that are sleeping or boo them or write on their faces. I don't know if that's I don't know if the Koreans really do that sort of thing. They should. They should start now. I think if they are going to, they should start now and punish him significantly, both of them, for sleeping. And this first Corsair is out. Looks like he's going to get an Overlord kill, unless Skirt should be out very shortly. So this actually could be very close, whether this Corsair lives or dies. He's going to get the Overlord and going to survive against the... Yeah, he'll be fine against the Skirt. He should be able to get back in time. And it's going to be a DT build, and should move that Corsair south. Does not want those Skirts to see that DT. Maybe... Oh, this is going to be close. I don't know if he saw that DT or not. If he was watching his Scourge and saw the blur, I don't know. It's hard to tell, but yeah, that was very, very close. That DT not going to do anything. So now S2 knows for sure. We do have some more gateways coming up, so haven't actually seen any photon cannons in the main yet. Probably going to need to put up 1 or 2 in his main and his natural expansion, unless he's just going to hope that he can pump out enough Corsairs and Dragoons to fight this. But we have seen it before. Oh, actually, never mind. I don't even know where the... I guess the Beetles were just for Scared. I'm being dumb. I don't know. That was kind of dumb. Just forget I said that. I was having an odd... Just pretend I didn't talk there. Yeah. So nice wall in at the natural expansion. That's going to be really hard to break through, and I assume that Hydralisk can just stream in between those gaps, so he'll be safe there. High Templar are out, so getting that Templar tech really up and running, and we should be seeing a Zealot, Templar, and Corsair build coming out here. He doesn't really have the gas at this point off of 2 gas to do Dragoons as well. Something to be careful of is he doesn't have a Robo, I don't believe, at least. I don't believe I see a Robo, so should their Lurkers come into play, that will be very dangerous. And I don't know if that Dragoon has range either, so yeah, obviously if you don't have the money to produce Dragoons, you're not really going to spend the money on the range upgrade. And the Templar were actually morphed into an Archon, and S2 is taking turtling to a new level here, and if there was a Robo, if there was a dropship coming out, it would be devastating, because there are so many sunken colonies at the front for both of the top right and the bottom right, and there are absolutely no units, or well, not absolutely no units, but there are very, very few units, certainly not enough to compete with what Perfectman is bringing to the table. So if he had a shuttle and could do an elevator or something like that, he could do a ton of damage, but he doesn't. So this sunken defense could be very, very effective, and he's spinning an Overlord. Guess he's kind of bored. And Spore Colony going to stop those Corsairs from getting in there and killing off these Overlords, at least for now, at least for a little bit. Looks like the DT does manage to get into the base though, and once that the Overlords go down, but there is still a Spore Colony, and I think the DT died as well, and this attack is not doing anything Perfectman, what were you thinking? This isn't even... He did nothing. That attack did basically nothing. And 4 base for S2, and very limited army for Perfectman, and yeah, this is not, I don't think this is going to end well for Perfectman. That was just a terrible idea. As soon as he walked in there and saw the 3 second colonies, he should have just turned around, put some pressure on the main natural expansion, and just allowed his forces to build up, transition into some Dragoons, gotten his 3rd base up and running. Now he's going to be playing catch-up military-wise, because even though S2's been playing second defense, he's got that eco, and he's going to be able to build up a pretty solid Hydra group and mix in some lurkers if he so wishes off of 3 gas, and yeah, whenever he decides to take his 4th as well. So yeah, kind of a wasteful attack, and I think we'll see how much he's punished for it. These Hydra groups are growing significantly, and he's gonna have to join the 2 groups from his main and his 3rd base. S2 is that is sometimes actually, like, that's actually one of the points in the game, and one of the reason that you keep your main army alive is if you can keep the 2 groups of Hydralisks from being able to really meet and able to engage one or the other, not the combined forces, you can win a decisive battle as a Protoss player. But yeah, Perfectman not able to do so, and of course they're being picked off trying to get after all those, look at all those overlords. Jeez, that is so many overlords. And yeah, but that is a lot of Hydralisks too. I really hope those Templars have some well-placed storms prepared. He's gonna need some Jangby-esque storms in order to survive this. He does not have a huge army. It looks like he's got maybe a dozen Zealots, a half-dozen Dragoons, and 2 or 3 Templars. He's got some cannons as well. 1 Templar goes down without a storm, a 2nd Templar goes down without a storm, and that is basically GG. Not going to be able to hold this without storm. I would be, yeah, I mean, maybe. Actually, looks like he will. Never mind. It looks like he will be able to hold this for now. Never mind. Look at that. Oh, never mind. There's the other dozen Hydras. I was going to say, it doesn't look like there's as many Hydras there as I had seen earlier, but yeah, there's the rest of the Hydralisks. And, yeah. Should be seeing some lurkers soon. And I assume that he doesn't have Templar. He didn't have Sonic Storm researched yet, and that's all that really was going on. There is the lurkers coming into play, and I still haven't seen an observer. I gotta think that he suspects this is coming. I mean, come on. You gotta think that there's going to be lurkers coming your way at some point in the game, in the mid-game. And this should not catch Perfectman totally by surprise, but it might be. Here come the lurkers, burrowing up. There are no observers, and Perfectman is not in retreat. Perfectman is, yeah, losing that Archon. And now the forces of kind of a double circle going on here, pincing the pincer right now, and trying to unite the forces are both players, really. And these lurkers are going to do so much damage as long as the Hydra... I mean, he doesn't even need the Hydralisk to stay in and control this, really. He just needs to get the lurkers in range, and it's going to be over. Most of the forces have gone down. There's still a couple High Templars. Another High Templar goes down. We have seen 3 High Templars and an Archon die without a single storm going off right now. Finally, an Observer coming into play, but I think it might be too late. Perfectman. What are you doing? Not a good game being played here by Perfectman, and he's gonna get knocked off in momentarily. Gonna be forced to GG, and Jaedong will be forced to come out of the Wasling Oz closet. And a couple storms going off, doesn't even matter. Forced to come out and take on S2, so there's that. Perfectman going down and not looking very good in the process. Both Deer and Perfectman not really playing up to playoff par, not up to the situation, not playing up to the semifinals, and both of them go down. Perfectman at least did get a kill, and Deer did not. But now all of the pressure heaped onto Jaedong. He's done this before, and I guess he's gonna have to do it again. Gonna have to kill 3 players for SKT1. We'll see who. Yeah, we'll see how he does. Hopefully he can beat S2 and give us some action against Fantasy and Bisu. I will see you guys all in the 5th set, and hopefully the 6th and the 7th.